lightning beyond the windmill, cut a white line through the blue. The wheat went still beneath the clouds, like every field already knew. Daddy stepped down from the tractor and looked west across the plain, while the old steel blades kept turning toward the smell of coming rain. The horses crowded near the barn, the swallows flew down low, and every shadow on the farmhouse darkened with the thunder's glow. The whole wide land held its breath as the storm began to rise. Lightning beyond the windmill, fire across the summer sky, thunder rolling through the wheat fields like a train of angels passing by. We stood together on the front porch while the warm wind crossed the hill, watching heaven split the darkness beyond the old windmill. Mama gathered up the tablecloth and closed the kitchen screen. My brother brought the lanterns in before the rain was seen. Daddy walked the fence line slowly, checking every post and wire. Each flash turned into a shadow, standing tall against the fire. I asked him if he feared the storm. He smiled and shook his head. A man can't stop the lightning, son, but he can shelter those he loves, he said. Lightning beyond the windmill, fire across the summer sky, thunder rolling through the wheat fields like a train of angels passing by. We stood together on the front porch while the warm wind crossed the hill, watching heaven split the darkness beyond the old windmill. There was someone by the window with her arms around her knees. She had crossed the field before the rain through the wild and bending wheat. When the power left the farmhouse, we lit candles in the room, and she leaned against my shoulder while the rolling thunder boomed. Then lightning framed the windmill in a silver burning light, and I knew I would remember her whenever storms returned at night. Some storms leave broken branches, some leave water in the grain, some leave courage in a young heart that the years cannot explain. Now I stand where Daddy stood when dark clouds crossed the hill, and I see his quiet strength again beyond the old windmill. Lightning beyond the windmill, fire across the summer like a train of angels passing by. I can see my father standing, I can feel that farmhouse still, watching heaven split the darkness beyond the old windmill, lightning beyond the windmill. Then the long-awaited rain, every flash became a memory, every drop revived the grain. The storm passed east beyond the fields, the moon rose calm and still, and rain shone silver on the wheat beyond the old windmill. The storm moved east beyond the hills and left the valley still. Water rested on the fence wire, silver beneath the hill. The old red barn stood shining, with rain along its side, and sunlight found the wheat again, where dark clouds used to hide. Mama opened up the screen door, Daddy stepped into the yard. For the first time since the thunder, nothing seemed so far hard. The whole farm took a deep breath when the western sky turned gold. After the rain came home, walking softly through the grain, in the light upon the windows, in the coolness after rain. Every road looked more familiar, every field became my own. When the clouds broke over the wheatland, after the rain came home. My brother shook the apple branches till the water soaked his shirt. Mama laughed beside the clothesline with her bare feet in the dirt. Daddy leaned against the tractor, watching sunlight touch the roads. He said storms can change the landscape, but they show you what still grows. We gathered near the porch steps while the last drops left the trees, and the smell of earth and summer came returning on the breeze. Years later I came driving down that rain-washed county road, past the windmill and the pasture, toward the house I used to know. The porch had lost some paint by then, The barn had started leaning, but sunlight crossed the wet wheat field and gave the whole place meaning. I saw Mama in the doorway, I saw Daddy by the stone. Though both had left this world behind, after the rain came home. Maybe home can disappear behind the weather and the years. Maybe storms can hide the pathway till the daylight reappears. But the heart knows every turning, and the land remembers too. One warm rain can wash the distance from the life you wandered through. After the rain came home, walking softly through the grain, in the light upon the windows, in the coolness after rain. I could hear my mother calling, I could see my father's face, every drop upon the wheat field led me back to that old place. After the rain came home, all the years began to clear, and the farm I thought I'd lost forever was suddenly standing near. The evening sun crossed every road and warmed each weathered stone. I stood there till the stars appeared, after the rain came home.
Sunday morning after rainfall, Mama lined us by the door. Daddy wore his dark blue jacket that he saved for church and more. She had polished all our shoes till every pair was shining black. Then my brother found the deepest puddle halfway down the track. I tried stepping around the water, but the red clay pulled me through. By the time we reached the old church, there was mud on our Sunday shoes. Mama tried to look displeased, but Daddy's smile gave him away. Mud on our Sunday shoes, red clay on the polished black, rain still shining on the wheat fields, church bells ringing at our backs. We were dressed in our best clothing, but the farm came with us too. There was laughter in the doorway and mud on our Sunday shoes. There was someone by the chapel in a yellow ribbon bow. She was standing with her family where the wet magnolias grew. Her white shoes were clean and spotless, mine were covered heel to toe. I tried hiding both behind me, but she already seemed to know. Then she stepped into a puddle just to leave one muddy clue. And she smiled and said, now we both have mud on our Sunday shoes. Mud on our Sunday shoes, red clay on the polished black, rain still shining on the wheat fields, church bells ringing at our backs. We were dressed in our best clothing, but the farm came with us too. There was laughter in the doorway and mud on our Sunday shoes. Years later at our wedding, rain came falling through the grain. She wore flowers in her hair and that same bright smile again. We walked beneath the old oak branches toward the little country room. Then the soft earth caught our footsteps and red clay marked the groom. She lifted up her wedding dress and laughed the whole way through, saying some things never leave us like mud on our Sunday shoes. Life is rarely clean and perfect, love is seldom polished bright. It is running through the weather, holding someone's hand too tight. It is stains that tell the story of the roads that carried you. And the sweetest days I remember left mud on our Sunday shoes. Shoes, red clay on the polished black, the rain still shining on the wheat fields, church bells ringing at our backs. I can see my father smiling, I can hear my mother too. All the love we carried with us left mud on our Sunday shoes. Mud on our Sunday shoes, from the farm road to the aisle. Every stain became a memory, every mile became worthwhile. The evening sun dried every road, but one thing still stayed true. The best days of our lives began with mud on our Sunday shoes. Came walking through the Wheatfield when the summer rain began, holding one hand to her yellow dress, her sandals in the other hand. Golden stalks moved all around her, water shining in her hair. The sun broke through behind the clouds, like heaven found her there. I stood frozen by the fence line, with no clever words to say. She just smiled and kept on walking through that warm and silver rain. Wheatfield grew quiet when she softly called my name. Her yellow dress in the rain, like sunlight in a storm, moving through the golden wheat, so beautiful and warm. Every drop became a diamond, every breeze became a flame. I fell in love that summer with her yellow dress in the rain. We took shelter in the old barn, but she never stepped inside. She turned laughing toward the open field, with a whole storm in her eyes. Then she reached and took my hand and pulled me past the door. We went running through the muddy roads, like children wanting more. Thunder rolled beyond the windmill, but I barely heard a sound. All I knew was her hand holding mine, and yellow turning round.
dress in the rain. At the ending of the harvest, her family moved away. She left a note beneath the gate latch on a cool September day. She wrote, remember how we ran there when the rain came through the grain. Then she drew a little yellow flower beside my faded name. I carried that old letter down 100 distant roads, but every time the summer sky turns gray, that Wheatfield turns to gold. Some love fades like evening, some grow stronger through the years, some returns in sudden weather through the sunlight and the tears. I have forgotten many faces and 1,000 passing names, but I still see her turning in that yellow dress and rain. Her yellow dress in the rain, like sunlight in a storm, moving through the golden wheat, so beautiful and warm. I can feel her fingers in mine, I can hear her call my name. I still love that summer and her yellow dress in the rain. Her yellow dress in the rain still shines across my mind whenever sunlight meets the storm and leaves the years behind. The rain moved past the wheat field, the evening sky grew flame, but one bright color stayed with me. Her yellow dress in the rain.
The afternoon was burning over fields of faded gold. Every stalk stood dry and waiting, every furrow cracked and old. Daddy watched the western skyline with his hat held in his hand, while a wall of blue-gray thunder slowly crossed the thirsty land. Then the wind moved through the wheat rows like a whisper running free, and the first rain struck the farmhouse roof like an old remembered melody. We stood beneath the porch light as the whole wide heaven changed. Summer rain across the wheat fields, rolling silver through the gold, washing dust from every window, cooling down the tired road. There was thunder over the windmill, there was mercy in the air.
across the wheat fields felt like heaven answered prayer. Mama pulled the washing quickly from the line beside the barn. Then she laughed when warm rain caught her halfway running through the yard. We went barefoot through the puddles with the red mud on our knees, while the storm bent down the wheat heads and shook water from the trees. Daddy stood there by the doorway, smiling wider than before. He said, sometimes what saves the harvest comes like thunder to your door. Summer rain across the wheat fields, rolling silver through the gold, washing dust from every window, cooling down the tired road. There was thunder over the windmill, there was mercy in the air. Summer rain across the wheat fields felt like heaven answered prayer. There was someone near the fence line in a pale blue summer dress, with her wet hair on her shoulders and her shoes held to her chest. We ran laughing toward the old barn when the lightning crossed the sky, and I kissed her in the doorway while the rain came pouring by. Years have passed since that warm evening, and she took another road, but the scent of rain on golden wheat still brings her memory home. Some rains fall and are forgotten, some remain beneath your skin. Some can wake a sleeping heartache and make broken fields grow green. Now whenever thunder gathers above the farm I used to know, I can see my father smiling as the rain moves through the gold. Washing years from every memory, waking stories growing old. There was laughter by the farmhouse, there was love beyond compare. Summer rain across the wheat fields still can take me back there. Summer rain across the wheat fields, let the thirsty earth begin. Every drop became a promise that the harvest lives again. The clouds moved past the windmill, and the evening sun broke through. Golden light filled every raindrop on the fields my childhood knew. Rain fell on the old red barn and rolled along the tin. The wind pushed through the open door and carried summer in. Daddy's tractor stood in silence with fresh mud upon the wheels, while the storm moved through the wheat rows and and softened all the fields. I sat high upon the hayloft with my back against the wall, listening to that weathered rooftop, catch and hold each drop that fell. No song upon the radio could sound as sweet as then. Rain on the old red barn, beating out a country tune, rolling over dusty rafters in the middle of June. There was shelter in those timbers, there was comfort in that sound. Rain on the old red barn made the whole world slow down. Mama brought a woolen blanket and a jar of lemonade. My brother chased the barn cat through the bales that we had made. Daddy checked the horses, then stood watching from the door. He said, son, this rain is worth more than the money in a store. Lightning flashed beyond the windmill, thunder shook the window frame. But inside that barn we felt secure while the warm summer rain came. There was someone in the doorway with wet ribbons in her hair. She had run across the pasture when the storm surprised her there. We climbed into the hayloft and listened side by side. Her hand found mine in darkness when the thunder crossed the sky. She laughed when water touched her face through a hole above the grain. And I learned how first love sounded on a roof beneath the rain. Years can peel away the paint and bend a weathered wall. They can empty every stable and let silence fill the stalls. But close my eyes on stormy nights and I am young again, safe inside that old red barn, while rain rolls on the tin. Country tune rolling over dusty rafters in the middle of June. I can hear my father talking, I can hear my mother call. Rain on the old red barn brings me home through it all. Come pouring down. That roof still holds the sweetest song I ever heard around. The storm moved past the wheat fields, evening sunlight filled the grain. But I stayed inside a little while, just listening to the rain.
Heat had held the valley for a dozen restless days. Dust was hanging on the fence posts
like a thin and faded haze. Then the western sky grew darker, and the wheat began to bow. One warm drop fell near my boot heel, then 100 followed down. Before the road it turned to muddy, before the barn roof found its sound, I closed my eyes and breathed it in, the smell of rain on dusty ground. One breath brought back a lifetime that I thought the years had drowned. The smell of rain on dusty ground took me home without a road, to the porch where Mama waited, and the fields where Daddy sowed. Every memory rose around me when those first warm drops came down. There's nothing quite like coming home in the smell of rain on dusty ground. Daddy stood beside the windmill, watching clouds cross every road. He could tell how long the rain would last by the way the south wind blew. Mama opened up the screen door, let the cool air fill the room. Coffee mixed with wet earth drifting like a sweet familiar perfume. My brother rolled his faded trousers and went running through the lane, while I stood beneath the porch roof, just breathing in the rain. There was someone by the wheat field, with her hair already wet. She had walked across the pasture, though the storm was growing yet. We sheltered by the old grain wagon, where the wooden wheels leaned down. She smiled and said, "You'll think of me when rain touches thirsty ground." I laughed as though forever could be promised by a sound, but every summer storm still brings her with the rain on dusty ground. Some memories need a picture, some need words to stay alive, but some return without a warning. When the weather starts to change, the heart remembers through the senses what the mind no longer found, and mind remembers everything in the smell of rain on dusty ground. The smell of rain on dusty ground took me home without a road, to the porch where Mama waited, and the fields where Daddy sowed. I could hear my brother laughing, I could see her turn around. There's nothing quite like coming home in the smell of rain on dusty ground. The The smell of rain on dusty ground still can make the years unwind. Every drop that wakes the dry earth wakes the child I left behind. The dust became a darkened road. The wheat stood washed and crowned, and I stayed there breathing yesterday from the rain-soaked ground.
Daddy watched the storm roll in from the edge of the western field. His old hat pulled against the wind, his boots deep in the yield. The wheat bowed low before the clouds, the windmill turned too fast, and every bird above the barn was flying home at last. He studied every line of gray that crossed the darkening sky, like a man who knew the ways of storms and never asked them why. He stood there calm and steady while the whole wide valley changed. Daddy watched the storm roll in with the thunder at his back. He never ran from hard times, he just faced them where they sat. With one hand on the fence post and the rain against his skin, I learned what courage looked like, watching Daddy face the wind. Mama pulled the windows closed and lit the kitchen flame. My brother carried buckets in before the heavy rain. Daddy checked the barn doors twice, then walked the pasture line. He tied the loose gates stronger while the lightning split the sky. I shouted from the porch to him, but he only raised his hand, as if to say a man stays near when trouble finds his land. Daddy watched the storm roll in with the thunder at his back. He never ran from hard times, he just faced them where they sat. With one hand on the fence post and the rain against his skin, I learned what courage looked like, watching Daddy face the wind. The years have taken down that barn, the old fence leans today. The wheat still rolls beneath the clouds, but Daddy passed away. Now I stand where he once stood when summer storms draw near, and feel the wind against my face the way he did each year. My own boy waits beneath the porch and watches what I do, so I plant my boots into the ground the way my father taught me to. Some fathers teach with speeches, some with hands worn hard and thin. Mine taught me how to hold my ground when dark clouds gathered in. He never promised skies stayed clear or every crop would grow. He only showed me storms will pass
if you don't let courage go. Just face them where they sat, with one hand on the fence post and the rain against his skin. I learned what courage looked like, watching Daddy face the wind. Now I watch the storm roll in, like he did so long ago. And when my son looks up at me, I pray that he will know a man is not the loudest voice or the strongest in the room. He's the one who stays beside you when the darkest clouds move through. The wheat rose slowly from the wind. The evening sky grew thin. And somewhere in the fading thunder, Daddy watched the storm roll in.
The sky turned dark above the wheat, but we didn't run inside. We left our shoes beside the porch and raced across the yard. Warm rain fell across our shoulders, red mud rose between our toes. We went laughing through the pasture where the summer clover grew. Mama called us from the doorway, but her smile gave her away. She knew no child could stay indoors on a warm and rainy day. The thunder rolled behind us and the whole wide field came alive. Barefoot through the summer rain, running wild across the grain. Every puddle held to heaven, every drop washed off our chains. With the wheat bending around us and the wind calling our names, we were young and we were fearless, barefoot through the summer rain. Daddy stood beneath the barn roof with his coffee in his hand, watching water fill the furrows and bring life back to the land. He said, "Don't be scared of thunder, it just means the clouds are near." Then he stepped into the rainfall and chased us past the old John Deere. I had never seen him laughing quite as freely as he did. For a little while that hard-working man was running like a kid. Barefoot through the summer rain, running wild across the grain. Every puddle held to heaven, every drop washed off our chains. With the wheat bending around us and the wind calling our names, we were young and we were fearless, barefoot through the summer rain. There was someone by the fence post with a ribbon coming loose. She held her yellow shoes up high and smiled as I came through. We raced between the wheat rows
till the barn was out of sight, then stood beneath an old oak tree while rain fell warm and bright. She leaned close through the thunder and kissed me without shame. My whole world changed that afternoon, barefoot in the rain. Years can turn the fields to houses, years can take familiar roads, but they cannot stop a memory when the summer thunder rolls. Now the first warm rain of July brings that old farm back again. Daddy laughing, Mama calling, and her kiss beneath the rain. Summer rain, running wild across the grain. Every puddle held at heaven, every drop washed off our chains. I can see my father smiling, I can hear my mother's name, I can feel her hand inside mine. Barefoot through the summer rain, barefoot through the summer rain. Let the years fall where they may, somewhere in those golden wheat fields, we are still out there today. The thunder moved beyond the hills, the evening sun broke through. We walked home covered head to toe in rain and red mud too. She stood beneath the Wheatfield sky with sunlight in her hair. A pale blue ribbon moved behind her in the warm and open air. The grain was high around her shoulders, golden clear across the land. And when she turned and smiled toward me, summer rested in her hands. I walked slowly through the wheat rows, trying hard to hide my nerves, while the whole horizon seemed to follow every quiet step of hers. The wind held back its breathing when she softly said my name. The girl beneath the Wheatfield sky had summer in her eyes. She made the golden acres brighter than the evening light. With the whole wide world around us and no reason to ask why, I found forever for a moment with the girl beneath the Wheatfield sky. She brought lemonade at noontime when the harvest days were long. Then she sat beside the hay wagon, humming half a country song. We talked about the distant places we believed that we would see, but every dream she ever whispered sounded better next to me. When the first warm rain came falling, we stayed standing in the grain. Her laughter mixed with the rolling thunder and the sweetness of the rain. On the final day of summer, she was waiting by the gate, with a letter folded tightly in a bus that would not wait. She said her family had to leave there for a town beyond the line, then placed that pale blue ribbon in the weathered hand of mine. I watched her disappear forever past the windmill and the pines,
while the wheat moved like an ocean underneath the fading sky. Years can change a field to houses, years can move a county road, but they cannot take the sunlight from the places love once glowed. And whenever wheat turns golden underneath the summer blue, I see that ribbon in the warm wind, and I turn to look for you. Sky had summer in her eyes. She made the golden acres brighter than the evening light. With the whole wide world around us and no reason to ask why, I found forever for a moment with the girl beneath the Wheatfield sky. The girl beneath the Wheatfield sky still walks those fields with me. Whenever warm wind bends the grain and carries back her memory. The ribbon moved between my fingers, the evening sun sank low, and somewhere past the golden fields I heard her whistle go. When the wheat turned gold that summer, every hill began to shine. Daddy walked the rows at sunrise, checking every head in line. Mama tied her hair behind her, hung the wash beside the lane, while the wind rolled through the acres like a white and golden wave. I was 17 and restless, dreaming past the county road, but something held me to that farm when the wheat fields turned to gold. The world beyond was calling, but the harvest called me home. When the wheat turned gold, the whole wide valley glowed. Every breeze became a river, every field became a road. We had sunlight on our shoulders, we had dust upon our clothes, and I learned what home was made of when the wheat turned gold. There was someone by the fence line with a ribbon in her hair. She brought lemonade at noontime and left laughter everywhere. We would walk between the rows when the evening shadows grew, talking softly of forever like young hearts always do. She said, promise you'll remember when your restless feet must go. I held her underneath the sunset while the wheat fields burned like gold. When the wheat turned gold, the whole wide valley glowed. Every breeze became a river, every field became a road. We had sunlight on our shoulders, we had dust upon our clothes, and I learned what love was made of when the wheat turned gold. Years later I came driving past the windmill and the barn,
Daddy's truck was gone forever, Mama's garden had grown wild. The fence leaned toward the highway and the old house looked so small, but the wheat still moved like water beyond the weathered wall. I stepped down into the field and let the warm grain touch my hands. For a moment I was 17 and knew that piece of land. Some seasons pass like daylight, some remain inside your soul. Some become the way you measure every place you ever go. I had chased 1,000 sunsets down 100 distant roads, but none could match that summer when the wheat fields turned to gold. Shining through the stalks. The evening wind moved slowly and the final sunlight rolled. I stood there till the stars came out, where the wheat had turned to gold.
We thought those wheat rows went on forever, and maybe part of us still runs there.
Between the wheat rows where the golden stalk stood high, with the warm wind at our shoulders and the whole blue summer sky. My brother led the way ahead, I followed close behind, while every turn became a road no grown-up soul could find. Mama called us from the farmhouse, but we disappeared once more, laughing through the waving grain beyond the old barn door. We had no maps or money, still the whole wide world was ours. We ran between the wheat rows with the sunlight on our skin. Every path became an adventure, every race we had to win. With the windmill turning slowly and the barn beyond the hill, we ran between the wheat rows, and somewhere we are running still. When the summer rain came falling, we refused to turn around, bare feet slipping through the furrows, red mud rising from the ground. Daddy watched us from the tractor, shaking water from his hat. Then he joined us for a moment, and we never forgot that. He chased us through the bending wheat till Mama called his name, and for once the man who worked all day was just a boy again. There was someone near the fence line with a ribbon tied in blue. She would hide between the wheat rows and wait for me to find her too. We whispered underneath the grain while thunder crossed the land, then ran together through the rainfall with her fingers in my hand. We thought summer had no ending, we thought love could never go, but August took her down the road beyond those fields of gold. Years have cut new roads across them, and the old barn leans today. But whenever wheat begins to move, I hear our feet again. I hear my brother laughing, I see Daddy running free, and that girl beneath the summer rain still turns and waits for me. With the sunlight on our skin, every path became an adventure, every race we had to win. I can hear my mother calling, I can see that farmhouse still. We ran between the wheat rows, and somewhere we are running still. We ran between the wheat rows before the years could make us slow, left our laughter in the wind that moves across the gold. The evening settled on the farm, the wheat bowed with the breeze. I closed my eyes and ran once more through childhood memories.
Mama's clothesline in the rain stretched behind the farmhouse wall, white sheets dancing in the wind as the first warm droplets fell. She came running from the kitchen with her apron gathered high, pulling dresses from the wooden pins beneath the darkening sky. I stood barefoot by the porch steps, watching summer clouds come down, while she carried all our Sunday clothes before the rain soaked through. She was always saving something before the storm could take it in. Mama's clothesline in the rain, white cotton flying free. Her tired hands worked quickly for my brother and for me. With the thunder past the wheat fields and wet hair against her face, Mama's clothesline in the rain still brings me home to grace. She
washed Daddy's faded work shirts in a tub beside the door, scrubbed the dust from every collar till her knuckles reddened sore. She hung my little overalls in Mama's flowered dress, never once complained about the heat or how she needed rest. When the summer rain surprised her, she would laugh and shake her head, then spread the damp clothes by the stove before she made our bread. Mama's clothesline in the rain, white cotton flying free. Her tired hands work quickly for my brother and for me. With the thunder past the wheat fields and wet hair against her face, Mama's clothesline in the rain still brings me home to grace. Years later I came home again. The farmhouse stood alone. Tall weeds covered Mama's garden, and the porch boards had grown warm. The clothesline sagged behind the house, one wooden pin remained. I held it like a little piece of every summer day. Then a gentle shower crossed the field and stirred the empty line. For a moment Mama's white sheets were still dancing in my mind. Love is not always spoken, sometimes love is work-worn hands, taking down the family's clothing while the rain moves through the land. It is biscuits before daylight, it is mending every tear, it is someone standing in the storm to keep the ones they love from fear. Mama's clothesline in the rain, white cotton flying free. Her tired hands work quickly for my brother and for me. I can see her through the rainfall with that basket at her waist. Mama's clothesline in the rain still brings me home to grace. Mama's clothesline in the rain still moves when warm winds blow, and every drop upon the wheat fields brings back the love I know. I placed the clothespin on the line where Mama's hands had been, then watched it turn beneath the breeze as summer rain came in.
Tin roofs sang all night while the storm crossed every field. The rain rolled hard above the rafters like a song the dark revealed. Mama lit 2 kitchen candles, Daddy checked the windows twice. My brother pulled his blanket close
when thunder split the night. I lay listening from the hallway to that steady silver sound, like the whole wide sky was playing for our little farmhouse town. No band could ever match it, no radio came close. The tin roof sang all night, with the rain keeping time, thunder rolling through the wheat fields like a deep old bass line. We had candlelight and coffee, we had nowhere else to go. The tin roof sang all night and made that farmhouse feel like home. Daddy sat beside the table with his boots still wet with mud. He said storms can shake a building, but they cannot shake our love. Mama passed around warm biscuits and a jar of peach preserves, while the wind pulled at the shutters and the rain bent every curve. For a while we forgot tomorrow and the work the dawn would bring. We just listened to the weather and the old tin rooftop sang. There was someone from the next farm caught outside when rain came down. She ran laughing through the doorway with her wet hair hanging brown. Mama gave her one dry sweater. Daddy smiled and looked away. Then she sat down close beside me while the storm refused to fade. Our shoulders touched beneath the blanket when the lightning filled the room, and my heart beat with the rhythm of the rain and rolling boom. Some songs live on old records, some are written down in rhyme, some are born above a farmhouse in the middle of the night. And though that roof is rusted and the walls are nearly gone, every storm still brings me back there to the place that made me strong. The tin roof sang all night with the rain keeping time, thunder rolling through the wheat fields like a deep old bass line. I can see my father smiling, I can hear my mother call, roof sang all night till the eastern sky turned gray, and every drop that struck that rooftop still is singing here today. The candles faded with the storm. Morning entered warm and slow, but that old roof kept one last note before it let us go.
The storm moved past the wheat fields and the thunder rolled away. Golden sunlight found the farmhouse at the ending of the rain. Water shone along the fence post, every leaf was washed and bright. Then my brother called us from the porch and pointed toward the light. From the windmill to the far hill, 7 colors crossed the sky. Like a bridge above the family farm, hung wide and clear and high. We stood together in the wet grass and forgot the work undone. A rainbow over the family farm, shining after all the rain. Over Daddy's weathered tractor, over every field of grain. Mama smiled beside the clothesline, Daddy rested both his arms. There was hope across the heavens in a rainbow over the family farm. The barn roof dripped behind us, mud was clinging to our shoes. The chickens left their shelter and the sky turned summer blue. Mama brought a jar of sweet tea, Daddy leaned against the gate. He said hard rain feeds the harvest, sometimes blessings make us wait. I was young but I remember how his tired face grew warm when that rainbow touched the wheat fields after days of heat and storm. A rainbow over the family farm, shining after all the rain. Over Daddy's weathered tractor, over every field of grain. Mama smiled beside the clothesline, Daddy rested both his arms. There was hope across the heavens in a rainbow over the family farm. There was someone near the garden with wet flowers in her hair. She came walking through the puddles while the rainbow lingered there. We stood close beside the windmill where the evening breeze blew mild. She slipped her fingers into mine and looked up like a child. We promised we would not forget it, though the years might pull us far. That bright rainbow in the summer rain above our family farm. Every life will know some thunder, every field will need the rain. Every heart will face a season when it cannot see the change. But somewhere past the darkest cloud, a little light stays warm, waiting to stretch across the sky above the place we call our own. Shining after all the rain. Over Daddy's empty tractor over every field of grain. I can see my mother smiling, I can feel my father's arms. All the love we shared still lingers like a rainbow over the family farm. A rainbow over the family farm where the evening sunlight glowed. Every color held a memory from the only home I know. The rainbow faded from the hill, the wet wheat turned to gold, but its color stayed inside my heart long after we grew old. Stood beside the barn with every board swept clean. Daddy checked the cutting blades before the morning heat. Mama packed our noonday supper in a basket by the door. My brother tied the water jugs we'd fill the night before. Then a shadow crossed the wheat field and the western sky turned gray. The first rain touched the sickle on the day the harvest had to wait. We had planned for weeks of labor, but the weather changed the page. On the day the harvest had to wait, the rain came through the grain. Every wheel stood still beside us, every hand released its weight. Daddy watched the clouds in silence, then he softly bowed his head. On the day the harvest had to wait, the thirsty earth was fed. We moved every tool beneath the roof and covered up the hay. The old dog found a corner where the floor was warm and dry. Mama poured the coffee slowly while rain drummed above the stalls, and muddy water traced the windows down the weathered barnyard walls. I asked Daddy if we'd lose it, all the gold we hoped to save. He said, son, the land has fed us, we can give it one more day. There was someone from the next farm
with her coat above her hair. She had brought us extra biscuits, but the storm had caught her there. We sat together by the doorway, watching rain bend every road. Her shoulder rested close to mine, while the cool south wind blew. We had waited for the harvest. I had waited for her hand, and somehow both felt worth the time as rain moved through the land. A farmer learns that patience is another kind of faith. You can sharpen every sickle, but you cannot choose the day. Some blessings come through sunshine, some arrive in clouds of gray, and sometimes what the heart needs most is one more night to wait. On the day the harvest had to wait, the rain came through the grain. Every wheel stood still beside us. Every hand released its weight. Daddy smiled toward the Wheatfield as the clouds began to break. On the day the harvest had to wait, we learned what rain could save. On the day the harvest had to wait, the evening sun returned. Every drop upon the golden heads like little lanterns burned. At sunrise we would start again beneath a clearer sky. But that quiet day of waiting stayed with me all my life.
Storms always sounded different with Daddy sitting across the table. Coffee while the thunder rolled beyond the fields of grain. Dark clouds leaned above the windmill, carrying summer rain. Daddy sat across the table with both hands around his cup. His work shirt smelled of soil and sun, his sleeves were folded up. The kitchen window flashed with light, the old glass softly shook. He watched the storm without a word, then gave the sky one look. He never feared the weather, he had weathered worse before. Coffee while the thunder rolled, rain upon the window pane. Daddy talking low and steady while the storm crossed through the grain. There was comfort in that kitchen, there was shelter in his soul. I learned how a man stays peaceful, drinking coffee while the thunder rolled. Mama pulled the curtains halfway and checked the rising bread. My brother counted seconds between the lightning overhead. Daddy slid the sugar toward me, though he always drank his black, then said, "Son, the loudest trouble ain't always built to last." He told me storms will test a roof and hard years test a man, but neither one can take your home when love is where you stand. Years later in a city room, a summer storm came through. I brewed a pot before the dawn, the way he used to do. I set 2 cups upon the table, though I lived there all alone. Then thunder crossed the distant roofs and carried Daddy home. I heard his voice between the raindrops, calm and weathered, warm and low, saying, "Give the storm its moment and get back to what you know." Some fathers leave you farmland, some leave money, tools, or gold. Mine left courage in a coffee cup while distant thunder rolled. Now whenever dark clouds gather and the daylight disappears, I sit quietly at the table and let his wisdom settle near. While the thunder rolled, rain upon the window pane, Daddy talking low and steady while the storm crossed through the grain. I can see his tired hands there, I can hear his voice of old. I still find my father with me, drinking coffee while the thunder rolled. Coffee while the thunder rolled, till the eastern sky grew clear. Every storm that passes through me brings that farmhouse table near. The coffee cooled beside me, morning touched the window gold, and I raised his cup toward heaven as the final thunder rolled. The scarecrow in the summer storm stood watching from the grain, his faded coat pulled hard against the first hard drops of rain. One wooden arm leaned to the east, his hat was torn and thin, but when the thunder shook the fields, he never yielded to the wind. Daddy built him one hot morning from an old shirt and a pole, and said anything that guards this land should have a farmer's soul. The dark clouds crossed the valley, but he held his weathered ground. Scarecrow in the summer storm would bend but would not fall, while lightning burned above the wheat and thunder shook it all. With one sweet morning homeward through the rain that poured till dawn, the Scarecrow in the summer storm just kept standing on. Mama watched him through the window when the windmill turned too fast. My brother swore that old straw man was waving as we passed. Daddy tied the barn doors tighter, then looked out across the field. He said, strength ain't never staying still, it's knowing when to yield. The wheat lay low beneath the weather, the fences groaned in pain, but that Scarecrow kept his crooked watch through every sheet of rain. Years later I came home to find the farmhouse nearly gone. The old red barn had lost its roof, the windmill blades moved on. But halfway through the wheat field, where the weeds grew thick and tall, that same old post stood leaning with one sleeve against the squall. I placed Daddy's hat upon him, though the brim was soft with age. Then the thunder crossed the valley like it turned another page. Some men leave behind a fortune, some leave silver, land, or stone. Mine left lessons in the wheat field that I carried on my own. You can bend beneath the weather, you can wear and you can mourn, still rise again when morning comes, like that scarecrow in the storm. Scarecrow in the summer storm would bend but would not fall, while lightning burned above the wheat and thunder shook it all. With Daddy's hat pulled downward and his old coat hanging torn, the Scarecrow in the summer storm still faced another dawn. The Scarecrow in the summer storm stood where my father's hands had been and taught me roots grow deeper when they have to face the wind. The morning sun found broken clouds and warmed the fields once more, while Daddy's Scarecrow kept his watch just like the day before. Night it poured across the valley till the roads were washed in gray. Water gathered in the furrows where the golden wheat fields lay. The old red barn stood in the silence with the rain along its
side, and the windmill faced the morning as the darkest clouds passed by. Then a narrow line of sunlight touched the far end of the grain, and every stalk began to shimmer with the last drops of the rain. The whole farm seemed to awaken when the first warm light broke through. When the sun returned to the wheat, every field began to shine. Every storm became a memory, every shadow lost its time. There was gold upon the farmhouse, there was mercy at our feet. Hope came walking through the valley when the sun returned to the wheat. Daddy stepped out from the doorway with his hat against his chest. Mama stood beside the clothesline where the wet white cotton rested. My brother ran along the fence row, leaving footprints in the mud. And the birds came back above us like they knew the storm was done. Daddy looked across the harvest, then he smiled and softly said, the rain may bend a field all night, but morning lifts its head. When the sun returned to the wheat, every field began to shine. Every storm became a memory, every shadow lost its time. There was gold upon the farmhouse, there was mercy at our feet. Hope came walking through the valley when the sun returned to the wheat. Years later, I came home there after storms of my own life, past the windmill and the barn road, through the fading evening light. The house was quiet, fields were empty, and the porch had lost its paint. But morning rose beyond the hillside with the patience of a saint. Then sunlight crossed the wet grain, just the way it did back then. And I felt my family beside me, standing in that gold again. We cannot stop the thunder, we cannot hold the rain, we cannot keep the ones we love from traveling on someday. But every storm leaves something that the morning light can reach, and every heart can rise again when the sun returns to the wheat. When the sun returned to the wheat, every field began to shine. Every storm became a memory, every shadow lost its time. I could see my father led me home again that day. There was gold across the valley, there was peace where grief had been. When the sun returned to the wheat, I learned how hope begins. The wind moved softly through the grain, the whole wide morning gleamed, and sunlight filled the family farm like the ending of a dream.
The last light touched the wet fields after rain had crossed the land. Every stalk held little diamonds like a treasure in its hands. The clouds were moving eastward, and the windmill settled slow, while the evening spread its amber over every shining road. I stood beside the old farm gate with mud upon my jeans, watching daylight turn the rainfall into gold across the green. Some evenings pass unnoticed, some remain your whole life long. The last light on the wet fields made the whole wide valley shine. Every raindrop held a memory, every shadow borrowed time. I could see my father standing, I could hear my mother call. In the last light on the wet fields, I could almost have it all. Daddy walked the rows beside me, with his jacket on his arm. He was tired from years of working, but still proud of that old farm. Mama watched us from the porch steps, with a towel around her hair. The smell of coffee crossed the yard and settled in the air. Neither one spoke of tomorrow or the years already gone. We just watched the sun keep sinking and the wet we carry on. There was someone near the windmill in a dress of faded blue. She had waited through the rainfall just to watch the sun with me. We walked slowly through
they have to close. I kissed her as the final light turned every cloud to flame, then watched her leave that autumn with my heart and half my name. Years can fade the photographs and change a weathered face, but evening light can find the road back to a forgotten place. Whenever summer rain has passed and western skies unfold, I see everyone I ever loved standing in that field of gold. The last light on the wet fields made the whole wide valley shine. Every raindrop held a memory, every shadow borrowed time. I could see my father smiling, I could feel my mother's hand, and for one golden moment they were with me on the land. The last light on the wet fields stayed until the day was gone, and everyone I ever loved for one moment had come home. The sunlight left the farmhouse, and the first bright star appeared.